3, 2, 1, 0.
Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
You're loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here.
Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger. We're smoothing out some now, getting out of the vibration area.
Roger, you're through max Q. Flight path is...
Roger, feels good through max Q and smoothing out real fine. Cabin pressure coming down by 7. Okay, flight very smooth now. Sky looking very dark outside.
All Roger, reading you loud and clear, 7. Cape is go. We're standing by for you.
Roger, Cape is go and I am go. Our capsule is in good shape. Fuel 103, 102, oxygen 78,100. Cabin pressure holding steady at 5.8. Amps is 2.6. All systems are go, indicating 6 Gs. Roger, 0 G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Roger, turnaround has started.
Roger, capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7. You have a go, at least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits. The Friendship 7 can see clear back a big cloud pattern way back across toward the Cape. We're all set. This is very comfortable at 0 G. I have nothing but very fine feeling. It just feels very normal and very good. Have very little dirt floating around in the capsule, just a little bit, and preparing to take xylos still at present time. This is Friendship 7. The head movements cause no sensations whatsoever. Feel fine. Reach test, I can hit directly to any spot that I want to hit. I have no problem reaching for knobs and have adjusted to 0 G very easily, much easier than I really thought I would. I have excellent vision on the charts, no astigmatism or any malfunctions at all. I feel fine so far, over.
Roger, understand.
This is Friendship 7, have beautiful view of the African coast, both in the scope and out the window. Out the window is by far the best view. Part of the Canaries was hidden by clouds. Roger, how you doing, Gordo? We're doing real fine up here. Everything is going very well, over.
John, you sound good.
Roger, control fuel is 90100, oxygen is 75100, amps are 22. All systems are still go, having no problems at all. Control system operating fine, over. The only unusual thing I have noticed is a rather high, what would appear to be a haze layer, up some 7 or 8 degrees above the horizon on the night side. The stars, I can see through it as they go down toward the real horizon, but it's a very visible single band or layer pretty well up above the normal horizon, over.
Shortly you may observe some lights down there. You want to take a check on them out to your right, over?
Roger, I'm all set to see if I can't get them in sight. Roger, I do have lights in sight on the ground, over.
Just off to your right, then?
That's affirmative. Just to my right, I can see a big pattern of lights. Apparently right on the
Beep, boop, beep, boop. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. It is 1:13 p.m. here in Florida on this Friday, October something, and I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for about 30 minutes. Just put my daughter down for a little snooze. she got some shots yesterday, so I think she's gonna be. She's a little worn out. That's how it usually goes. If you guys have kids, usually the day after shots day, they're a little sweepy. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it's always seemed to go that way. Anyway, welcome to the stream, one and all. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday, a little almost start to your weekend wherever you are on planet Earth. We're planning on watching some Halloween, some horror movies tonight, which is fun. Every year I feel like we're like, you know what, we need to watch more horror movies, thrillers around Halloween, and we never get around to doing it. So I've kind of said, this is the year we're going to do it. Our house is being built. We got nothing else to do. Let's just sit back, make a list of horror movies that we want to watch that maybe we've never seen, and dive into them. I don't know what we're going to watch tonight. We have a few on the list, and I'm not going to tell you guys until after we watch them because you know how spoilers are. I know maybe that's a shitty thing to do, but come on, you know the internet. As soon as I tell somebody that we're watching, I don't know, what's something we recently watched? Scream. We already watched Scream last year. I had already seen it. My wife had never seen it. But, the big twist, the big reveal would be posted in the chat. That's how it goes. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Carter, Took, good to see you guys. Stuart, mostly an F1 fan. Goyen, Storm Commander, Just Jedi. What's up, JJ? Wow, Cringe, Joe G. Raul? I'm an idiot, and I probably butchered it. Fancy video. Thanks, man. That's one of my favorite little things I've done on the channel. Yeah. The reason I made this is because for a while, I had an overlay. I still have the overlay for Battlefront whenever I play video games, and I like it, but there's a lot going on. I just wanted an overlay that I could create that whenever I didn't feel like playing a video game, I could just sit back and treat it as just like a podcast, like a hang, And that's what the Lightspeed Lounge is all about. And that's what it's fun. I love it. Storm Commander, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. First super chat and channel support of the stream. Watch some Utah State hockey tomorrow night at BYU. Oh, you're telling me to? Is that going to be televised? Let's see. Utah State. We got two hockey. We got two hockey super chats within 20 seconds of one another. What? How? What? That is extremely out of the ordinary. What's up, Took? What's up, man? Utah State hockey tomorrow night at BYU. Let's see. Is that USU? At BYU hockey. Not football. Hockey. If it's televised, I might flip over to it. But hockey, I've always ebbed and flowed with my enjoyment of hockey. I used to follow the Lightning quite a bit back when St. Louis was on the team. Before that, my buddy played college hockey, and we used to go watch him play. He was always into it. His car always smelled like dog shit because of his pads and stuff like that. Why do I have vivid memories of like taking road trips in his car and it just smelling like ass? But and there's the Jacksonville Icemen that are here now. They've been here for a couple of years. Those are fun games to go to. I used to go to Barracuda games all the time when the Barracudas existed in Jacksonville. I used to go to Atlanta Knight games when the Knights were a thing, like in the 90s. Other than that, hockey's fun, but it's one of the sports that, I'll get into for a few weeks and just kind of forget about. I don't know why. That's weird, right? But maybe I'll flip to it. Tomorrow night, man, we got college football. That usually takes over. But I appreciate that, Storm Commander. I hope you're having a good Friday, man. And Took17, thank you as well for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. The Beer Goalie Helmet Greedo sticker is working. My son's hockey team is unbeaten. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Nice. So that's the lucky charm. That's the multiple day underwear and socks without washing. That's the the lucky charm there. That's funny, man. Hey, get it. No, I'm not going to tell you to do that. Some parents would probably be like, why is my kid wearing a Star Wars beer helmet stormtrooper? It works, lady. It's the lucky charm for the team. It works. But I'm glad to hear that, man. I hope they keep up their winning streak. That's exciting. Me and my wife are trying to figure out, like, what is our daughter gonna play? She loves throwing, like, big tennis balls and stuff like that. She's got a good arm, and I'm sure every parent thinks that, right? But she does. She has a good arm. She'll catch a ball. 18 months old. It'd be fun to, like, in the future. I'm just kind of imagining going to whatever she's into, games, basketball, baseball, whatever she wants to play, soccer, yeah, whatever. But that's exciting, man. I have one kid in hockey, too, really into baseball. I'm not complaining. That's exciting. That's funny. Not funny. I meant fun. Yeah, that's fun. I'm sure that's expensive as well, especially the hockey kid. Baseball, you buy a uniform, you get a nice bat, you're pretty set. Hockey, I guess cleats too, but hockey, I guess hockey is kind of, once you get everything, you're pretty much set. I mean, your kid's going to continue to grow. I wonder how quickly they outgrow the pads and whatnot, but that's, yeah, it's fun. That's fun stuff, man. But I hope you're having a good one. Weekend's almost here. And yeah, season fees are expensive, but the goalie pads are the worst, I'm sure. They're, yeah, pricey stuff. Pricey stuff. Carter, Lovejoy, and Jared, thank you guys both for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Looks like Carter was first. Carter, thank you, man. Some people are saying that Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel Studios in the MCU, is going to be in control of Lucasfilm. Cough, Phantom Menace, cough. Is that just a rumor that's been going around? I know he's going to be a producer on some future films. It's kind of interesting, Carter, how, when one little nugget of information comes out, then speculation runs rampant, and nobody has anything concrete. It's like pure speculation. Maybe that's going to be the case. Who knows? I mean, it could be plausible, right? But the idea that it is set in stone and that's actually what's going to happen, it's just kind of funny for the past, I don't know, 8-7 years since, Disney took over the franchise. There has been so many rumors come and go, so much speculation that, it's speculated on for months and then it just dies out, and the internet is just a graveyard of ideas that never came to fruition. So I don't know if that's people being hopeful, and maybe being willfully blind to, or willfully, just willfully gullible and hopeful. I have no idea. Who knows? The Feige Marvel stuff is fun, but it runs pretty formulaic to me. So I'm not really super excited or super negative about the whole situation. I'm sure there'll be some fun movies, fun shows, whatever he's going to work on. But I've enjoyed kind of the like I said, The Force Awakens. I've always said this is the safest Star Wars movie ever made. But I like it. That being said, I kind of like the idea of lesser-known producers, maybe not producers, but lesser-known directors and writers getting in the mix, because that's where the creativity comes from, I think. Yeah, like Rian Johnson, for example. He had Brick, he had Looper. His writing credits and stuff like that, they were great. The movies that he made I really enjoyed them. Me and my wife watched Brick years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I thought it was great. She thought it was okay. I think I like the concept and the way it was narrated and stuff like that. Not narrated, but the narrative more than anything. It was just a cool idea. But yeah, we'll see. Carter, it is always really interesting how when one little nugget of information comes out, all of a sudden somebody's getting fired. And that doesn't happen. All of a sudden something is happening somewhere and it never happens. It's just like, when websites and writers and even channels or social media personalities are batting a big fat goose egg or batting zero in the speculation department, in the quote-unquote leaks department, for me, it makes me step back and go, all right, why feed the machine? Why feed the bullshit machine? It's just weird. I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate that, Carter. I hope you're having a good one, man. And Jared Oberfeld, thank you so much as well. Here we go, hitting at home. Jared, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. First hockey team I saw were the Atlanta Knights. Me too. I'm going to say it was like the mid-90s. We moved to Atlanta in probably 91, I want to say. 90 or 91. And they were the first hockey team that I ever saw. So it might have been earlier than 95. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look at the dates, but I was a young buck. And it was fun. I actually still have a signed puck from the Knights head coach. It's in some box, but yeah. And Jared said, I remember you saying that you lived in my hometown of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Yeah. I lived there, so small world, man. Like I said, we moved there when probably 90, 91. It's the reason that I have a Sid Bream jersey. I have a Sid Bream shirt that whenever I go to an Atlanta Braves game, I always wear. I grew up with the Braves as the United States basically grew up with the Braves at that time because of TBS and Ted Turner owning it, and the station and the team. So yeah, I lived there from maybe 90, 91 to about 2000. And it was fun. I enjoyed living there. It was a good town. Lawrenceville. I would have gone to Collins Hill High School if we would have stayed there. But when we moved, it was like my last year of middle school. So, so I would have gone to Collins Hill, Walnut Grove, and what was the other school? I can't remember the name of the middle school. But so you might even be familiar with these schools. But yeah, small world, man. I used to go to Lake Lanier a lot, like all the time. We had summer passes, and we rented a houseboat on Lake Lanier once. We used to go to the Lake Lanier water park quite a bit. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Qzar, hell yeah, Qzar. The Varsity. We used to go to the Varsity is like a tourist trap. There's really nothing special to it. It's just slop on a plate. And fast talking people who my wife described as soup Nazis. Because what are you gonna eat? What do you have? What do you had? And they try to speed you up. It's fun. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed living there. And we try to go up to a Braves game once a season. We didn't get up there this year. We didn't get up there last year, just because we had a kid. But prior to that, we basically went up there every single year for a Braves game. Anyway, I appreciate that support this afternoon, man. And yeah, small world for sure. Damn, guys, I'm way behind with these super chats. I appreciate everybody, you guys supporting the channel. And I appreciate the patience. I will absolutely get to everybody here. Joe G, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that, man. Thoughts on Jay and Silent Bob reboot? I said that weird, didn't I? Reboot. It's a reboot. I emphasized the boot. Reboot. Anyway. Yeah, so... Oh, let me scroll down here because I'm way behind. There we go. I like that whole... I like most of Kevin Smith's movies. Obviously, Clerks is unbeatable for me. It's just such a... I don't know. Had such a huge impact on me. But I'm pretty... Sorry, man. Let me take a quick sip of water. I'm pretty damn excited to see it. I probably won't end up seeing it in the theaters just because it's kind of difficult to get around to watching movies in the theater nowadays. So we usually try to watch stuff when it comes out for home viewing because we put our daughter down for bed at like 7:30 or so. But yeah, I'm really excited to see it. Those movies are always ridiculous and fun. You know, Jay and Silent Bob are characters, and I love that the fact that they have had their own spin-off from the original Clerks. I like Clerks 2. I like it for what it is. Coming off of Clerks 1, it would have been really difficult to recreate that magic, but it does a good job. It does a good job. Dogma, once again, fantastic. Mallrats is great. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And I'm very curious how the Jay and Silent Bob reboot is going to impact me being an older guy. But the thing is, I feel like we always keep our stupid sense of humor, right? The older you get, it's not like your sense of humor changes. Me and my dad watched maybe 4 or 5 years ago, a stand-up comedian said some of the most inappropriate shit imaginable, and my dad's sitting on the couch like crying, laughing. And I was like, all right, we never change. We never change. I will still be laughing at pee-pee and poo-poo nonsense and the most inappropriate shit when I'm 70. So, gotta love it. Anyway, Joe, I appreciate that, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But like I said, eventually it'll probably be a while until it becomes visible at home. Visible? Viewable at home. And HollowNet News, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. I greatly appreciate that. HollowNet News says, it'll be nice when the saga is over so we can explore the 30-year gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens more thoroughly. That's a time frame that I feel like we've had a lot of. Well, that's not true. I think without a doubt, the most explored era or time frame with the new canon stuff is before or during the original trilogy. So yeah, that I don't know if we'll get any movies around that time. HollowNet News, I would like to think so, because there's a lot of stuff to unpack there, obviously. There's some really good canon novels that kind of take place between there. Bloodline is my favorite Star Wars book, I think. Fantastic read, kind of bridges the gap. You get a painted picture of kind of the politics of that time. But yeah, that's an era that I would love to explore a little bit more. Yeah, TV shows would be great, Benzo. Because I'm curious, and everybody else is curious about just the broad picture state of the galaxy, where things went, how the First Order came to be on a macro scale. Snoke, there's so much to unpack there. Post Return of the Jedi, kind of. One of my buddies had an interesting thought. He I can't remember how he put it, but he was like, after Return of the Jedi, the galaxy would not be rose-colored glasses and everybody cheering. It would be like that for a while, but after like the power vacuum, and after people vying for power and control, there would be splintering factions, there would be infighting, there would be insurgencies, there would be, civil wars, there would be all sorts of like splintering. What once was like a cohesive rebellion would turn into a galaxy of chaos. You know what I mean? And it's kind of an interesting thought, and maybe that would be a fun thing to explore. How once the power vacuum is opened up, in a dictatorial kind of tyrannical government is taken down, what takes its place? That would be a fun thing to explore for sure. But I would love that to kind of be hashed out a little bit, But I appreciate that, HollowNet, and I hope we get a lot of that stuff too. We shall see. And Super Michael 98, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Storm Commander, Caretaker Wanted, Jared, Super Xander, and Carter. I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate the patience as well. I'm a little long-winded. Super Michael 98, what do you think of recent Star Wars fan films? I haven't seen too many, man. The ones I've seen, I've really enjoyed. I think my favorite. Man, it's tough. One of my favorites is called Days Past. No action. It's all just conversation. Two characters who used to know one another coming into contact again. You have like an old I don't know what she was, maybe a commander or something like that, who's retired or whatever the retired equivalent is in Star Wars universe. And then you have a kind of a young hotshot lieutenant. And they're conversing, and it's just a really, really great fan film. Tension, fantastic, really well done. Another one of my favorite ones that's short and sweet is called Jakku First Wave. I've talked about these before, so I apologize if you heard me babble on about them. But those two are some of my favorites. A lot of them, man, are... And look, I've never made a Star Wars fan film. But, I mean... So this is coming from a guy who's never made one. But anyway, a lot of Star Wars fan films almost feel like lightsaber effects tests, right? They start out maybe with the idea of a lightsaber fight, and then the story is built around it. Because so many of them, and they're fun, don't get me wrong, but they're so heavy on the action, the dialogue is lacking, the story isn't really there, and it's just kind of like all gearing towards some crazy cloaked lightsaber fight. We're heavy on the after effects, right? But I've always said this. Even if a fan film doesn't hit me, even if it's something that I don't really get into, even if it, something that I kind of forget and whatever, I have a deep appreciation for them as a whole, because it kind of shows that Star Wars, I've always said this, but Star Wars, you never wanted to just watch it. You wanted to be a participant in it, right? You wanted to tug on the bartender's shirt. You wanted to make your own little... I used to make my own stop-motion movies with my action figures. You wanted to do that kind of stuff. You wanted to dress up and play as Han Solo in the backyard, throwing thermal detonator pine cones, and Luke Skywalker swinging... a stick, tree branch lightsaber. That's what you wanted to do. And I see Star Wars fan films as all of them as projects of passion, as kind of making a lifelong dream come true of being a participant and telling your own Star Wars story. So yeah, they're even the ones that don't hit me, I think, are great, and definitely something to be respected. But yeah. But I appreciate that, Michael. And Storm Commander, thank you so much once again for the super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. USU hockey game is on YouTube. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, cool. I wonder, is that common? That makes complete sense. Like, why? Schools must do that, right? So the hockey game Storm Commander was talking about earlier in the stream is actually on YouTube. Schools have to do that. If they don't do that, that's kind of silly. Is that common? Like high school football. If it's not streamed on YouTube, why not? I'm sure some schools do it. But it's like, it costs nothing. You could have the AV club film it, and you could just have a couple cameras and coordinate and have cheap-ass radio walkie-talkie headphones, That's a really cool... I wonder if they do that. I wonder if, like, my high school does that nowadays. Streaming football games on YouTube. Interesting. If not, that is a cool business idea. Cool business idea for sure. Or better yet, just have the students do it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Commander. And Caretaker Wanted, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. Glad I could catch the stream. Great video on the midichlorians. My question is, would Luke have killed Vader if Palpatine kept his mouth shut? Ooh. That's tough. I don't think so. Luke... Palpatine was trying to egg him on. Palpatine was trying to push his buttons. I don't think he... Man, that's really tough. I don't think he would have, because the realization, when Luke was bashing on Vader, when he was bashing on his father, which is my favorite lightsaber fight, one of my favorite moments in the entire saga. When he's there, his rage, his blood is boiling. He's reached, like, peak anger. And he realizes on his own that he's becoming like the embodiment of hatred. He's losing it. And he stops, he puts down his lightsaber, he throws it away. He looks down at his hand and realizes that him and his father are more similar than they are different. And that was all internalized. That wasn't, you know, I think if it was just the two of them, maybe it would have been the same outcome, you know, without Palpatine there. It's interesting. I don't know. I've never thought of that. I would like to think that the same outcome would happen. I mean, like I said, Palpatine was just there, kind of egging him on. And even if it was just the two of them, well, let's see. So I'm trying to think. So Luke turned off his lightsaber, threw it. You know, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. And he knew that Palpatine was there. He knew he was unarmed. And Palpatine was there and probably knew some shit was coming. So he did all of that knowing that a much stronger adversary was at his back, was behind him, was there. So I would like to think that he would do the same thing, given the fact that if it was just the two of them. I would like to think that. Anyway, that's kind of a cool. That's kind of a cool question. But I love the three of them. I love that dynamic caretaker. I've talked about this ad nauseum, but my favorite lightsaber fight in the entire saga. I love it through and through. But I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you dug the video. That was a fun one to make. You know, going down a rabbit hole of different stuff and looking at some making of books and looking at Wikipedia and legends and canon and then giving my own thoughts on it. But yeah, man. And Jared Overfield, thank you so much once again, man. Middle school was Creekland. My sister and me graduated from Collins Hill. Nice, small world. Yeah. So I'm not familiar with Creekland. I don't think I went there. I think if okay, I'm gonna look this up. Creekland Middle School. Let's see if it looks familiar. Dude! Yep.
I dreamt I watched 9. The First Order uses a wayfinder to locate Palpatine. Turns out the Death Star explosion opened a wormhole and it landed on Earth. They used intergalactic travel in the film.
Vince Wynn, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. I'm looking at an old middle school that I'm not really finding any good pictures. Oh, there's 2 Creekland middle schools. Buffington, Cumming, Lawrenceville. Okay, here we go. 20 photos. Let's see. Yeah, this is totally... Yep. Wow, this is crazy. Bringing back memories here, Jared. Yeah, this is it. Creekland. That's nuts. Yep. Oh my god, I recognize this cafeteria. That's insane, man. Yeah, I completely forgot the name of this school. Yeah, that's where I went. And yeah, like you, if I would have stayed there, I would have gone to Collins Hill. But like I said, we moved away when I was like in my final year of middle school. So that's really small world, man. Really small world. Do you remember Titan Comics? I think it was in the same like shopping center as Qzar and a dollar theater. Like I pulled out a box of my old comics maybe like a couple months ago, and I saw stickers Titan Comics on it. And I started Googling around. I couldn't find any information on it, but I remember the comic shop. Anyway. Hey, man, small world. I appreciate you letting me go down a little bit of a little nostalgia trip. After the stream, I'm definitely going to do a little bit of Googling. Look at more pictures. That's crazy. And Super Xander 98, I appreciate the super chat and channel support this afternoon. Good morning from SoCal. Been watching you since 2013. Can't afford to give you much because I'm broke college student. What do you think of the Jags trade? Well, first of all, dude, 2013, that seems like it was yesterday. That was 6 years ago. That's hard to believe. 6 years ago. So I appreciate you tuning in all these years. Those were really fun times. Just gearing up to 2015 for episode 7. Everybody's just riding high, and Star Wars is back. Those are going to be some of my favorite Star Wars memories of all time, forever and ever. So I appreciate you tuning in all these years, man. And so the Jags trade, it's, it is what it is. I think the majority of people in the city are kind of happy because they saw Jalen Ramsey as kind of, his heart never seemed to be in it. He seemed to always want to get out of the city. Him and the coaching staff never seemed to get along, at least since the season started, at least. And I don't think very many people, me included, are that heartbroken about it. I don't think it changes really the dynamic of the team that much. And I think, we got people that can step in and take his place. Now, we got 3 first-round draft picks, I think. I can't remember exactly what we got for that, but ultimately, I think, yeah, like I said, I don't think it'll change much of the dynamic of the team, and it could become, it's kind of a future bet, right? We draft picks, we're betting on kind of replenishing the team, and with those picks, and I think ultimately it'll work out in our favor. We'll see. Watch Ramsey just kill, which he probably will. What's a bummer to me, like I saw people sharing their pictures of like kids and stuff like that wearing Jalen Ramsey jerseys during training camp and all that stuff, like standing outside of the training camp thing where the public could go look, and people would wear Jalen Ramsey's jerseys, and trades happen all the time, but it was kind of, and Jalen Ramsey was like on big banners around the stadium, so it just kind of sucks. So many people were like really hopeful that maybe he would bring something fun to the defense and everything, but and then bye, I guess. I don't know, but I'm not bummed out. I think it'll work out in our favor. But Xander, thank you so much for tuning in all these years, and thank you so much as well for the channel support this afternoon, man. I hope in the past 6 years things have worked out for you, and you're kicking some ass. And thanks again, man. And Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Here's Carter with his theory. Let me take a quick sip of water. All right. Carter says, theory. Mecha Luke appears in The Rise of Skywalker and says, I'm immortal. I'll never die. I am God. And assembles the Force Ghosts. And assemble the Force Ghosts as appeared in your Mecha Luke vid to take down Darth Plagueis. JJ stole your idea. If that happened, if there is a Force Ghost heaven or something like that, which I've joked about multiple times in videos and stuff like that, it does sound like Snake, doesn't it? Christian Bale too? You think so? Yeah. Well, you're talking about from like Escape from LA and stuff like that, right? Pliskin? That's who I thought of first. Anyway, if there is like a Force Ghost Heaven, something that I've joked about multiple times. Solid Snake. Okay, I can't picture the voice. But that would be so ridiculous. It's something that I've joked about for years, like. The final chapter is Force Ghost Heaven. All the Force Ghosts are going to have a big battle in Force Ghost Heaven. I even played it out with action figures sometime years ago. And I would just be like, what the hell? When something's so bad. It's like the Red Letter Media time travel thing, right? Like, I hope that's not the case. When they said that, I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. But the more it gears towards it, I'm like, oh, man, what if it is that? What if it is? I mean, sure, worlds between worlds and... all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But if it is anywhere near the time travel thing, everybody's just going to erupt and be like, RLM was right. And it'll be funny. It will definitely be funny. But yeah, Carter, I appreciate the once again the silliness and the theories here. I need to get on and make another Mecha Luke video for sure. Mecha Luke was funny, man, because when I made that video, I just saw it as like a really silly, just dumb idea, ridiculous, goofy voice, you know. But people took it like people would send me Reddit posts and stuff like that, talking about that video, and people were taking like super serious, as if I thought people legitimately wanted this. Now I know nobody wants a fucking Mecha Luke. I know that. Like, people take shit so goddamn serious. It's like, it's so weird. It's so weird, man. You try to make like a really silly something, and then there's a pocket of people who just take it to the extreme and think you have the worst intentions, and when in reality it's a video where Luke is wearing action figure mech armor, and he's shooting down TIE fighters with heat-seeking missiles. I'm like, stop. That's so weird. So weird, man. People got some like I don't even know what's the correct terminology. We need to come up with a term. Like thin skin, but when it's not about them, but they perceive it about being about them. Like some people just think everything is about them, and it feeds the thin skinness, and it just propels that thin skinness, and you just see like rage, and it's weird. It's weird. Stay off social media, kids. It's a wild west, and it's fun, but goddamn. Hello, Net News. Once again, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that, man. Favorite best of the worst episode. Oh, that's really tough. That's really tough. It's hard, man. They kind of all blend together for me. Best of the worst is great. I really like, yeah, best of the worst is great. I'm trying to think. What's the other series? Let me see. I'm going to look this up real quick. Red Letter Media. I don't know if I can pick a favorite, to tell you the truth, HollowNet. They for whatever reason, they kind of all blend together for me in a good way. Okay, let me see. Created playlists. Talks about ghosts. Sure, it's best of the worst. Half in the bag. Oh.
Star Wars The Phantom Menace.
I didn't mean to click that. But yeah, I really can't pick a favorite. They all kind of blend together for me into just one like blob of hilarity. And it's less about the movies than it is about just the group of guys, because I like their sense of humor. They ping pong off of one another really well. Rich's laugh is infectious. So I really can't pick. Usually Hollow, my favorite best of the worst episode is the newest best of the worst episode, because I'll get super excited to watch it, sit down for an hour, watch it, laugh, like, man, those guys are funny, so yeah, my favorite best of the worst episode is the newest best of the worst episode. Let me see, best of the worst playlist. Okay. I don't think I've seen this Petey one. Petey Wheatstraw? I haven't watched that. Plinketto's fun. Hawk Jones, okay. Roar. I really, really like when they have, like, it's fun when they talk about movies and stuff like that, but I also really, really like when they get like random VHS tapes. And it's just like, I don't know, knife defense or random school bus safety videos, that kind of stuff. I really like those. I've had an idea, because you can actually send them VHS tapes and DVDs and whatever, you can send them, and maybe it'll be featured someday, you know. And I've always had a funny idea to send them something. I like the idea. I'm not going to tell you guys the idea, but I've always had an idea in the back of my head to send them something specific, and maybe one day I'll do it. Maybe one day. Anyway, I appreciate that, Hollow. I appreciate the support this afternoon on all fronts, man. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the final super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that, man. Vince Wynn says, I dreamt I watched episode 9. The First Order uses a wayfinder to locate Palpatine. Turns out the Death Star explosion opened a wormhole and it landed on Earth. They use intergalactic travel in the film. So, okay. So, let me take a quick sip of water. So, I'm trying to think here. Star Wars is from a galaxy far, far away. But it takes place in our universe, right? There's a wormhole that leads directly to Earth from somewhere else. The wormhole was opened up by the explosion of the Death Star. Let's just say, like a star collapsing, created a black hole, wormhole, boom. Everybody, Palpatine comes to Earth. What happens when Palpatine comes to Earth? Let's say Palpatine is not dead. We're talking your dream, Vince. We're going down fan fiction of Vince Wynn's dream. Palpatine lands on planet Earth. We're all screwed. Palpatine, manipulative son of a bitch, more powerful than any human being on the planet Earth. We're gonna end up being pawns in his game of chess here. Oh man, Palpatine would take over. Palpatine would play it safe. Palpatine would probably play it safe like he did in the prequels. Start slow, live long, take over a country, use that country to take over other countries, take over the world, oppression, tyrannical dictatorship. Maybe he would propel humanity into the future when it comes to space exploration. And the thing is, maybe he would discover alien life in our own galaxy. Maybe for a little bit of suffering, we could have a lot of answers. No, we don't want Palpatine here. There would be, yeah, I like that dream, though. That would be a fun one to have, for sure. Palpatine's alive. His death was an elaborate plan to get out of paying off the loan of the Death Star. There you go. Faked his own death. Who got the life insurance? I dig it. But Vince, thank you so much, man. He would reign supreme for sure. Oh yeah, we wouldn't stand a chance. Wouldn't stand a chance. But I appreciate that, man. Yeah, guys, I will be doing probably a 30-minute Battlefront stream tonight. Other than that, tomorrow I have a fun video going up. Kind of about the misquote of Luke, I am your father. And I kind of went down a rabbit hole with false memories and confabulation and the Mandela effect. And I made like a 5-minute video about it. It was a fun one to make. I think that's going up at like 10:30 or 11 tomorrow, Eastern time. And then Sunday I have a questions from the fleet video going up, which is a series that I'm starting to make every week. I take a question from a fleet member and I talk about it for a couple minutes, and I think that would be a fun kind of schedule thing to do every Sunday. Just a simple little audio clip, questions from the fleet, something to listen to. But yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that supported the channel this afternoon. Let me run down that list. Vince, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. HollowNet News, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Carter Lovejoy, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Super Xander 98, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Jared Oberfeld, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Go Knights! Caretaker Wanted, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Storm Commander, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Super Michael 98, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Joe G, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Carter Lovejoy once again, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Toot 17, thank you for the super chat and channel support. All right, guys, I appreciate it. So yep, stream tonight, video tomorrow, video Sunday. Yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you when I see you. Cool? Cool. All right, everybody, have a good one. See ya.